10 Best Places to Visit in Brazil. Ten. Manaus. Considered by many as the gateway to the Amazon rainforest, Manaus sits on the Negro River. The capital of Amazonas and one of the largest cities in the country, it has incredible landmarks like the Rio Negro Palace and the Amazonas Opera House. If you're in the mood for some phenomenal nature, check out the Meeting of the Waters, a 3-mile stretch where the Solomos and the Negro rivers run side by side without fully mixing. Eventually, both rivers converge to form the Amazon. Most people come here as a stopping point on their way into or out of the Amazon. If you've got time, check out the zoo that lets many of the animals roam free, and a little beachside museum just outside the city center. 9. Olinda. 6 kilometers from Recife is Olinda, is a 16th-century Portuguese colonial town. The historic old town sits on a hill surrounded by trees and filled with churches, museums, and restaurants. In 1982 it was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The rest of the town is no less charming, with tons of 18th-century architecture, monasteries and convents, and fantastically painted houses. Once a leader in the sugarcane industry, Olinda has transformed into a small artists' colony, full of artists, workshops, studios, and other creative types. Check out the Pousadas in the Old Town if you're interested in using Olinda as a base to enjoy Recife. And Carnival is slightly different here. Celebrated primarily during the day with the music and dance focused on traditional African culture. 8. Recife. There is nothing not to love about the Venice of Brazil. Inside the city is a network of waterways, bridges, islets, and peninsulas. And just outside are tropical rainforests with rivers and islands to explore. There is a wonderful historic old town here, as well as incredible culture and fantastic beaches. The old town is known as Recife Antigo and is located on its own island near the harbor. Most would agree that Boa Viagem is the most popular beach in town due to the white sands and coral reef. Recife is a large city with lots to offer, including an awesome place to spend Carnival. 7. Parati. One of the most popular stops for tourists is located along Brazil's green coast in the state of Rio de Janeiro. Parati is bursting with waterfalls, emerald green sea, giant coastal mountains and tropical forests. Once a Portuguese colony, the heart of the town is still the historic center. Complete with multicolored colonial buildings and cobbled streets built in the 17th century during the height of the Brazilian gold rush. Many of the houses have been converted to bed and breakfasts, which the locals call pousadas. The entire historic district is great for strolling as the lanes are close to cars. It really feels like you've stepped back in time. Don't forget to check out the colonial forts, many that still have their original cannons, and Capela de Santa Rita, a lovely 18th century church. 6. Fortaleza. Another of Brazil's big cities is Fortaleza. It's best known for an energetic cultural scenes, great beaches, and even greater shopping. If you're going for the beaches, check out Meireles, Mucuripe, Iracema, and everyone's favorite Praia do Futuro. Spend your mornings strolling through Centro, the oldest part of the city, and then spending your evenings in Praia de Iracema, a neighborhood densely packed with hotels, restaurants, and nightlife. Once you've had your fill of Fortaleza beaches, use it as starting point to discover the quaint fishing villages and rolling dune beaches of the Ceará coast. 5. Brasilia. Built in the 1960s, Brazil's capital is a thoroughly planned and intricately organized city. Brasilia's landmark infrastructure is laid out in the form of an airplane. Each section of the plane is a different district, like residential, government, finance, culture, and commerce. The architecture here attracts tourists and professional architects alike. Be sure to check out the 3 Power Square. Here you'll find the Supreme Court, Congress, and the Presidential Palace. 4. São Paulo City. The heartbeat of São Paulo state is São Paulo City. It's the largest city in Brazil and one of the largest in the world. It's a bit of a melting pot, with all kinds of ethnic groups calling it home, including the largest community of Japanese outside of Japan. You'll find unbelievable art galleries and experimental theaters, as well as fantastic fine dining restaurants and upscale bars. If you want a taste of sophisticated city life, this is your stop. With 20 million people, São Paulo is a mammoth city, and does come with a lot of big city hassles, but for those willing to look a little closer, there is a vibe here that rivals New York City. 3. São Paulo State. Another in the long list of incredible things about Brazil is São Paulo State. It offers some of the best that the country has to offer. São Paulo City is the current boom town. Everything here is growing: commerce, industry, culture, finance, and, of course, tourism. But you can also leave the city for a bit and head to Serra da Mantiqueira. Use this stunning mountain range with its 2,500 meters peaks as your cozy mountain getaway. There's also Ilha Bela, to be used as your posh island escape. Or try Iporanga in the midst of the Brazilian Atlantic forest. You'll also find great beaches with the rainforest as their backdrop. Try the lovely Ubatuba for a relaxing few days. 2. Salvador. Located in the state of Bahia, Salvador has a phenomenal energy that's notable even for Brazil. Most known for being Portugal's New World capital, it maintains a great deal of its colonial architecture, and you'll find the historic center of the town in the Pelourinho neighborhood. Here you'll find large squares with small cobblestone alleys leading away, multicolored buildings, and churches like São Francisco with gilt woodwork and other Baroque features. There's an amazing arts movement here. You'll find Lodum drummers on the streets, along with capoeira martial artists, and crazy festivals happening everywhere you look. The culture here is decidedly Afro-Brazilian, and you'll see that in the incredible food, religious ceremonies and rituals, and dance. 1. Rio de Janeiro. There's just no other place like Rio. Welcome to lush mountains, brilliant beaches, over-the-top nightlife, and fanatic football fans. Known as Cidade Maravilhosa, the marvelous city, Rio is ringed by green mountains while the coast stretches for miles. Most people come first for the beaches. The Cariocas locals consider the beach a home away from home, and so much happens here that you could never leave and still have a complete vacation. You'll love biking on the beach, hiking in Tijuca rainforest, hang gliding, rock climbing, and sailing to one of several small islands just off the coast. Music is everywhere in the city, with the most popular being the African-influenced samba vibe. If you want to explore the nightlife, head to Lollapalooza, the city's red light district. You'll find live music and street parties every night.